And Friday, I became a grandfather for the first time. So very excited about that. Got a long way to go to catch up to Dave, but we'll keep working on that. So it's been a good week, and looking forward to another good week. I'll say to everybody right now, while it's 1 degree outside, that this time next week I will be in Key West, Florida, doing sunshine. So leaving Saturday. There's Rick. He's actually a minute early, Rick. Leaving Saturday, coming back Friday, so I'm sure I'll miss some things, but look forward to getting out for a week. So, all that being said, welcome everybody. This is a time we set aside for public comments. Anybody in our vast audience today that would like to comment publicly?
Jeremiah just shared he is online if anybody needs him for anything.
Come on up.
Hi, I'm Jerry Starner from 9440 Westfall Road, Southwest of me. Well, you've seen me before about the solar stuff. Project around the Carnation Solar, right? Eastern Cottontail Solar things come up, and they've their application from the staff. And I ran down here real quick, and I'm sorry, I've got a real job, and I changed some meetings and wrote some emails. So I don't have a really great prepared speech, which I should. A couple of things, I know in the last meeting there was discussion about, I was told, some things about worrying about being sued if you take positions, especially opposing the project. I still don't quite understand that. And I assume there's legal counsel here, and they could explain why they think there would be a position for that if it's never happened with any other commissioner in the state of Ohio. And then the other thing is, you mentioned the number of people impacted didn't seem to be significant. But the number of people, the county probably don't even know about the project. And that may be true. It isn't for us not trying. You can go to our township, I can guarantee you can find a lot of people know about it. The entire county, maybe not. I've got that website called thissolarthing.org. I try to present accurate, fair facts, everything. And have addressed many comments from people in Bexley and others, and they see my point when I get done explaining to them. Got a little audio if you want to hear it. Saturday, they're doing test piling, driving around my house. I figured it would be 106,000 of them I'll have to listen to for months and months from dusk to dawn. And my house is surrounded. What do you think is going to happen to it? And I understand you're concerned about property rights, and I have no problem with that. I don't want somebody to tell me what I do with my property, but if I negatively impact their property, I'll bet I hear about it. And so I feel I've got a right as well to not have to do it. And I'd like the opportunity to talk to you personally, if you don't mind. And, when you talk about the number of people not knowing about it, I bet if you polled the county for how many people knew what the workforce center was, you'd probably find less than know about what Eastern Cottontail and Carnation Solar. So that's the governing thing for what makes it significant. I have no problem with that. And I'm trying to be respectful. I understand you got a letter that was not, and I hope it wasn't from one of our, people from our project or represent we've got a corporation we started. And if it was, I would really like to know. And that's all I have to say.
Appreciate it, Jerry. And I'm going to step out of go ahead and have a seat. Normal course of the way we run things because it's just you today. So I'm going to explain a couple things. So the way things have been presented to us recently is that 69% of the population of Fairfield County is against Eastern Cottontail. That's not true. Right. And so, when we're being accused of not representing our constituents, I think I take umbrage with that because we have 180,000 constituents, right? And my point in saying that, I think kind of what you heard might have been taken out of context. We're talking about 1,800 here and another 2,000 here, and our responsibility is to all 180,000, right? So I'm not in any way saying that those 1,800 or these 2,000 are any less important or won't be impacted significantly. Saying that I hear your concerns, and I respect your concerns, and we're trying to deal with your concerns. When people try to make it a whole county is against this or a whole county is concerned, it's just not accurate. And I just wanted to try to make sure there was a line there that people understood. We have constituencies who are very concerned about this in Amanda and in Walnut Township. And most of the rest of the county doesn't know, doesn't care, right? Doesn't mean we don't know, we don't care. Just want to try not to be painted into a corner of we're not doing our job, which is what we were accused of. And no, it was not someone from your group that was espousing that. All right, anyone else from the audience wish to address the commission this morning? Hearing none. Move on to our legal update. Okay, thank you for being here, Amy. County administrative update.
So February 4th, 2025 will be our first evening meeting for the year. It will be here in the hearing room at 7 p.m. Moving on to highlights of resolutions, the review packet does contain a list of administrative approvals, and there are 16 resolutions on the agenda for the regular voting meeting. A couple here to highlight for you. The auditor's office provided a resolution to rescind 4 resolutions for utilities from our last meeting, and this is due to an error in the identified object number. A resolution to reimburse the general fund for the 2% administration for the management of the self-insurance program fund. The 2% for the fourth quarter of 2024 equals $92,308.63. We also have a resolution from Economic and Workforce Development approving the appointment of Ms. Chelsea Huffman to the Area County Workforce Development Board. Rick, you want to speak to that one, please?
Yeah, Chelsea is with Park National Bank, and used to have a bank representative a few years ago. And have somebody from that industry, since they hire so many people throughout our 5-county area, as a regional footprint. We chatted with Jennifer Friel on our behalf, chatted with Laura Tussing, and Laura said, I've got your person, so all worked out. And Chelsea actually used to work for the Pickerington Chamber, and when we first were opening the Workforce Center, some of the artwork and some of the photos like we had were with her, Doug Durrett, and other people, because we didn't have students yet, so we needed to have people fill in. So we still have some old pictures floating out there. So it's kind of neat how things come full circle.
Thank you very much. We also have a resolution from council approving the repayment of an advance from Fund 7521, Sub-Fund 8195, just the fund for the Safe Communities Grant. Tiffany, anything there?
No, it's on a federal fiscal year, so that's why we didn't pay that one back. July or August, so we appreciate the advance.
And thank you, and for the JFS finance team for their attention to keeping those repayments going. And then lastly, a resolution from utilities to approve a reimbursement of the share of costs for the contract with Maximus for the cost allocation plan. And this resolution does reimburse the general fund. And this is one where, we're chatted with you all about exploring, looking at other outside departments and whether or not there's cost sharing happening there, or if we would want to have that happen going forward in the future. We appreciate Tony's department really being the only one that does participate in the cost sharing at this point. So just future conversations that we'll have along those lines. Art, budget review.
Yeah, just a quick update on the ARP. The ARP quarterly report. This is kind of a big one that we're coming down to the ARP source requirements go. And we've met all the requirements, and we will have the report submitted next week.
Thank you. And I know you and Jeff still remain helpful to other entities that are struggling with those reports. So appreciate that as well. Michelle, calendar review and invitations received, please.
Thank you. There will be a 911 committee meeting on Thursday, January 23rd at 6 p.m. at the Sheriff's Office. The Yellow Bud Solar Project facility is hosting a tour of county officials on January 24th at 10 a.m. That facility is located in both Pickaway and Ross counties. The Ohio Power Siting Board will have a public hearing on the Eastern Cottontail Solar Project at Pleasantville Elementary School on January 27th at 4:45 p.m. The Commissioner's Office received an invitation for the State of Pickerington, which will be held March 6th at 11 a.m. at Grace Fellowship in Pickerington. Dave, would you like added to that?
Yeah, please.
Commissioner Levesey, thank you.
And you have the 911 on your calendar too. And Garrett Blevins from EMA will be joining you that evening.
The Commissioners received the following correspondence from the Office of the County Auditor, an email and press release from the Governor of Ohio and his Office of Workforce Transformation titled Ohio Partners with Anduril to Rebuild the Arsenal for Essential National Security Needs. Correspondence regarding industrial solar, an email from Geneva Hills Executive Director regarding family resources in Fairfield County, and the County Commissioner Association of Ohio's 2024 annual report. That is it.
Thank you. Rick, do you want to touch on the building the arsenal for essential national security needs?
Yeah, I mean, came quick and fast. Built up for Intel and everything. This will be operational before Intel, and actually initially is larger than first phase of Intel. So 4,000 employees. Was able to attend their announcement on Thursday on making these basically strike drones to protect the country, and it's intense. Their owner was the guy who invented the Oculus VR goggles. He's 32 years old, already a billionaire. Has a sweet mullet, and
Are you a little jealous of that?
what's that?
Are you a little jealous of the mullet?
I'm jealous of all there.
When you're that rich, you can wear your hair any way you want.
Oh yeah. It's but this is huge. I mean, it's 24 minutes from the workforce center. Closer than Intel is. 4,000 manufacturing jobs are going to pay very, very well. Lots of opportunities for suppliers here, even more so I'd say than Intel because of the proximity. We're going to pass. They're planning on having first line operational next year. They picked this area, this location, because there was already a 700,000 square foot building that they could utilize right away. Also, that was that and being next to Rickenbacker was helpful. But the big thing was they needed a large building that they could use right away. So this campus, if you haven't seen pictures of it, it's huge. This is going to totally change the outlook for Central Ohio even more. And just as we talked about Liberty Township and all the growth up there with Intel, this is going to affect the northwest part of the county even more. Say Bloom Township coming over into whether it's housing, whether it's industrial. So, we've got a lot of the growth has been to the north, and then Intel to the northeast a little bit. Now Southwest is huge. So we're going to have a lot of opportunity to train people. Manufacturing is alive well. So.
That was a California-based company, right?
Yeah.
But the guys from Ohio.
Guys from one guy's from Ohio, another founder went to Ohio State. So.
So, go ahead.
And they're, 4 or 5 million square feet of building space once completed.
Yep. Yeah, it's like
It's a big number. And South Central, I believe, is going to provide
it's in South Central.
utilities.
So toward that end, we continue to have conversations about a couple of sites in Fairfield County that are well located and well positioned to be a hub for suppliers for now both Intel and Anduril. That's how you say it, Anduril?
Andrew.
Anduril. And we continue to have those conversations. Last week, it was with the Ohio Business Roundtable. Pat Tiberi hosted us, had a really good conversation with him and his team, and he said, "You guys, your timing is perfect, and this looks like a great opportunity for Fairfield County." The next day, we met in with Morpsey as a follow-up to our meeting from November, where we laid out our request to build a connector between 70 and eventually Intel. Rickenbacker, the connection to Rickenbacker was already a part of that plan. Most of that connection already exists from 33 to Rickenbacker. So we are in a great spot right now. There's a lot of interest in our two sites, and good things are going to happen to Fairfield County because of these two developments that are outside of our county. So working hard to keep pushing that forward.
I think that's all for correspondence.
Okay. Mr. Bonson, an update.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning. Real estate tax bills are currently in production. We expect them to be in the mail this week.
Awesome. Good morning, Lisa. How are you?
Wow, tired.
It's a long night. I think if you time the amount of advertising versus the amount of actual football, it was probably 2-to-1 ads to football.
We had that conversation already this morning,
Yeah.
but nothing new to report this
All right. Dr. Brown.
Good morning.
Morning.
I'm so impressed with the coordination and collaboration with the Treasurer's Office as we continue to think about the process of tax bills. I want to mention that Josh Harper and Noel Souders worked several evenings well into midnight in order to not interrupt daily operations. So I really appreciate their dedication as we continue to go through these year-end processes. A couple other things to mention. The map of the year is the Mound Builders map. There was a great contingency at the end of the voting that voted on that one. So congratulations to Kurt Churax, who created that particular map. Additional congratulations are due to Kurt that he has been promoted. After serving as GIS specialist for 23 years, he is going to be the manager of the GIS mapping area. So if you see Kurt, make sure you take the opportunity to congratulate him on his promotion. Thanks to Jen and Michelle and the entire payroll team, they were thrown a little bit of a curveball, but had an individual goal to have the W-2s out in record time, and they did that even before people were asking for where they were. So that was really good and positive for the team that they were able to capture all that data and prepare the W-2s so quickly. I want to also say thanks to the finance area, and that Lori and Megan, Kayla, Messina processed more than 1,100 invoices within one cycle. That's a very, very significant amount. A number of overtime hours were used in order to create that. So I'm very proud of them and their efforts. Fairfield County received the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting. You saw that in the review packet. This is the earliest we've ever had the comments back. I am serving on peer review committee for GFOA and have learned a lot about the process and very encouraged about this particular accolade.
Congratulations. Anything else?
That's all for today. I was very excited though because there were so many good things to report.
It's good. Tony?
Nothing today.
Vic, anything?
This is the only other thing that I didn't touch on is because of our workforce board, which is 5 county area, including Pickaway, we will be heavily involved in the hiring process from people. Picking up on Thursday, like, okay, we're going to need to come up with a plan to what that's to be.
And house them and transport them and care for their babies and yeah.
Just hire. That's all. That's Pickaway. That's all I'm responsible for.
Mr. Coaches.
Much other than little children.
So is there any county facility or asset that is significantly negatively impacted when our temperatures get below zero?
All of them. We struggle with the temperatures. What, just to keep, there's 4 HVACs out right now. So like every person we have is working on an HVAC issue at this moment. But this building and next door, because of the way that they're designing their HVAC systems, are particularly susceptible to those type of swings. So we watch them very closely, as we had 2 Christmases ago. You know, obviously our newer buildings are built to withstand some of that stuff, but that's a little bit uncomfortable. And then of course snow. So, and we're still dealing with snow piles, and we're going to have to clean some of those up this week. Just got to get them removed.
Okay, thank you. Dan Neely.
The project across the county to replace door readers for access control is getting started in terms of work on site this morning. So this week, Brian Plummer from our team is working with the contractor, and they'll be swapping those out in the coming weeks. So
we all going to get new badges?
correct.
That means I get a new picture.
Yes.
It's very exciting.
Glad
Dan was going to only say what it sees.
Thanks, Dave. That was
Some
very
people are
helpful.
less excited than you.
Very kind.
So if I could ask, so down at the record center, not having a door reader or, a lock for the front door would be very helpful.
It is. It's just not, it's not open. It has public hours.
No, I understand, but
But it is access control.
it is.
It is.
Even when it's locked, it seems like when it's locked, we can't get in with our badges.
That can be easily fixed.
Okay, so it is a problem for me, so,
They don't have
Take
that,
that note.
they don't have that fixed by the end of the meeting.
well, yeah, but there's times I go around there, I gotta go around the side, so.
Yeah.
And while Dan's doing that, the way these all work is a group. So like you're in that certain group that would have access to certain doors. So, it would impact all 3 of the commissioners probably. Might even impact Ani too, depending on how the group is built. So easy fix.
That's good to know. Thanks.
And we're working on an exciting piece that will be able to, when you schedule the room, it will actually open that door during that scheduled amount of time. And that's all automated and built on a schedule. We're still finishing up the final test, but that should be going here this year.
That should be very helpful.
Yeah. Got the key.
Yeah.
Dan, anything else? All right. Corey.
Received notice on Friday afternoon that our statewide association, Ohio Job and Family Services Directors Association, named a new executive director. I thought you guys might know him. It was CCAO. Is it John Honig?
Honig. Yep.
So he's the new executive director. I've not met him before, but I look forward to him in the near future.
So I've had the opportunity to spend a lot of time with John. He is incredibly smart, very even keeled, and should do a really nice job for your association. He's head up probably a third or maybe more of our legislative activity at CCAO. In a lot of the national stuff, he did a great job through COVID. Getting all the counties, we were in a good spot, right? But not every county was. He was really very helpful in pushing, information out, and just a super nice guy, good dude. So, sad, and I shot him a note. Sad to see him go from our perspective because he's done a great job for CCO. But, what your group does, what our group does, are usually pretty well linked. So, good for you and good for us. So you'll like it.
Happy to hear that.
Yeah. All right. Old business, Commissioner Levacy.
Business, let me see. I don't have any.
Okay. Mine is that I mentioned the Ohio Business Roundtable and Morpsey and Andrill. Also had a meeting with Liberty Township trustees, one trustee, to continue the conversation about their potential partnership with Baltimore. There was a meeting scheduled that was moved back, so I'll be attending that later this week. But that is moving forward, and we need to regain some of the momentum that was lost with all the other projects that we had going on, lost due to the holidays. So we'll be picking that up first week of February. New business, Commissioner Levesey.
So, John Husted being appointed as our newest senator to replace J.D. Vance is, in one sense, exciting. In another sense, I don't know. Because, I'm involved deeply with the State Workforce Board. And although Pat Teaberry chairs that, John Husted is always in attendance and has many great ideas, especially in technology and workforce and on and on and on. So in that regard, he's going to be missed. So it's really up to the governor now to appoint somebody that can fill those shoes.
So I shot Governor DeWine a text suggesting that Dave Levesey would be an outstanding lieutenant governor.
I've never passed the vetting process. Yeah, I'm sure you did.
I think that'd be a great
So
lieutenant
you
governor.
try to get rid of me.
Yeah, well, that's clearly the object. All right, I don't have any new business that I have previously mentioned. So we're going to stay down here. And if you all will rise and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, Rochelle, any announcements?
There are no new announcements.
Looking for a motion for the approval of minutes of the January 14th meeting.
So move.
Second, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Rochelle, over to you.
From the Commissioners, Resolution 2025-1.21.a, a resolution to appropriate from unappropriated into a major expense category for Fund 2736, Sub Fund 8364, FY 2025 CFLP Grant.
So move.
Second, any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Commissioner Levesey?
Yes.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Motion passes 2-0. From the Fairfield County Auditor, Resolution 2025-1.21.b, a resolution to approve to rescind Resolution 2025-1.14.cc, 2025-1.14.dd, 2025-1.14.ee, and 2025-1.14.ff.
So move.
Second, discussion. Hearing none, roll call, please.
Commissioner Levesey? Commissioner
Are
Levesey?
you ready?
Any voting?
No, I mean,
Yes. Your vote? Yes. All right, he says yes.
All right. Motion passes 2-0. Also from the Fairfield County Auditor, Resolution 2025-1.21.c. A resolution authorizing a memo expense memo receipt for the general fund 2% administration fee for managing the county self-insurance program, Fund 5376 to General 1001.
So move.
Second, discussion. Hearing none, roll call, please.
Commissioner Levesey?
Yes.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Motion passes 2-0. From Fairfield County Economic and Workforce Development, Resolution 2025-1.21.d. A resolution to approve the appointment of Ms. Chelsea Huffman to the Area 20 Workforce Development Board.
So move.
Second, discussion. Rick, you already touched on this. I had asked Ani, and because we've gotten ourselves into the habit of interviewing people and kind of going through a competitive process, and she explained what you had explained earlier, which was they, roll call, please.
Commissioner Levesey?
Yes.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Motion passes 2-0. From Fairfield County Emergency Management Agency, Resolution 2025-1.21.e, a resolution authorizing an EMA fund-to-fund transfer.
So move.
Second. Any discussion? None? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Levesey?
Yes.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Motion passes 2-0. From the Fairfield County Engineer, Resolution 2025-1.21.f, A resolution to appropriate from unappropriated in a major expenditure object category, County Engineer 2024 motor vehicle for repairs and maintenance.
Under Fairfield County Engineer, I move resolutions F and G.
Second, any discussion? Jeremiah, you got anything you need to add to that?
Jeremiah, can you speak?
All right, moving forward, roll call, please. Yes.
Family and Children First Council. Resolution 2025-1.21.h. Resolution authorizing approval of repayment of advance to General Fund, Fund 7521, Subfund 8195, Safe Communities.
So move. Second, discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Commissioner Levesey?
Yes.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Motion passes 3-0. From Fairfield County Job and Family Services, Resolution 2025-1.21.i. A resolution to approve a memo receipt for the cost of bus passes paid to Lancaster to Fairfield Public Transit as a memo expenditure for Fund 721 Public Children's Services.
So move. Second, discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Commissioner Levesey?
Yes.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Motion passes. Fairfield County Juvenile Probate Court, Resolution 2025-1.21.j. Resolution to appropriate from major expenditure object category for Juvenile Court Fund 2317 Computer Fund.
Under Fairfield County Juvenile and Probate Court, I move resolutions J, K, and L.
Second, any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Commissioner Levesey?
Yes.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Motion passes. Resolution to appropriate funds for major expenditure object category for Sheriff's Office Fund 1025 Programs of Justice.
So moved.
Second, discussion? Sheriff, welcome.
And you had inquired about this, they were just setting up the budget for this fund.
All right, roll call, please.
Commissioner Levesey?
Yes.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Motion passes 2-0. South Central Major Crime Chain, Resolution 2025-1.21.n. Resolution authorizing the approval of an advance from the General Fund to NCU Fund 7864, Subfund 8359, Recovery, Ohio, 2020.
So moved.
Second, discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Commissioner Levesey?
Yes.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Motion passes 2-0. Fairfield County Utilities, Resolution 2025-1.21.o. A resolution to approve a reimbursement for Sheriff Croft at a memo expenditure for funds 5044, 5046, 5842, and 5841.
So moved.
Second, discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Commissioner Levesey?
Yes.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Motion. Bills, Resolution 2025-1.21.p. Resolution authorizing approval of payments of vouchers without appropriate carryover purchase orders and capital disposal of projects that are approved by.
So moved.
Second, discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Levesey?
Yes.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Motion passes. And your meeting is scheduled for January 28th at 9 a.m.
This is how meetings run when Steve Davis is in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Just kidding, Steve, if you're out there listening somewhere. Hope you had a great trip. Any other business before the commission this morning? All right, I'm looking for a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Second, we are adjourned. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye, we are adjourned. Thank you all very much for coming out in this cold, cold weather.